Have you ever noticed that your photography feels more exciting when you travel? I think a lot of us assume that that's because the places that we travel to are just better than where we live. But it's not the place that changes when you travel, it's how you see when everything around you is new. So in this video, I'm going to explain why that happens and how you can bring that same travel mindset to photography where you live. Oh, and if we haven't met yet, I'm Ken. I'm an amateur photographer learning photography right here along with you. I'm also the founder of the Big Photo Hunt, which is arguably the world's most friendly photography community. It's really friendly. So this feeling we get when we travel to a new place is real. Last week I was in Paris and I was bouncing around like a 16-year-old boy, and I've been there many times. So it's not like this city was new to me. It's just like any other city. There's a metro, there are people, there are problems, but most of us think that our travel photos are better because the places we go are more interesting. The streets look different, or the culture feels exotic to us. Yeah, to you, but not to the people that live there. They're just doing their daily grind. So after last week's trip, I've been really trying to wrap my head around this. And so I thought back to a Big Photo Hunt podcast episode with Justine from the Justine Files. She brought up a term that really resonated with me. It was called home blindness. It's exactly as it sounds. We don't see in our home location.
The Swedish have this saying called home blindness. Basically translates to home blindness, meaning you can't see anything remarkable in your immediate surroundings or your hometown. And people stop posting or sharing photos because they're so immune to whatever that's happening around them. There's this feeling of like needing to travel to take photos or create content, so to say.
The idea of home blindness is that the familiar nature of where we live puts our brain on autopilot. We stop noticing the architecture or scenes that unfold in front of us every day, even if they're amazing. You don't see the personalities, the buildings, the gestures, or just the ordinary events that are happening every day. And I know if you're sitting there and you live in a small town in the middle of America, you're saying, I get it, I got to get out of my small town. But for me, someone that lived on the East Coast in big cities their whole life, when I go to a small town in rural America or somewhere, I love photographing that. Or Buc-ee's. I haven't been to a Buc-ee's yet, but I want to photograph a Buc-ee's. And if you don't know what Buc-ee's is like Buc-ee's is a gas station. It's a big gas station, but it's a gas station, and I really want to spend an afternoon photographing there. Because when you get somewhere and you see it for the first time that's different, your senses just start popping off. Sounds, smells, sights.
And we're doing some photography. It's really cool. There's a lot of people, beautiful people to photograph. They're not all beautiful. I'm not that beautiful, but there's people here.
For me, for example, going to Europe, even the sounds of the ambulances are different. The wee, 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 wee. That's totally different than the ambulances sound here in the States. It's more like a woo, 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 woo. So my brain senses it all and just says, I want to capture it. And again, I'm no expert here. I'm on a photography journey just like you. But it's almost like our brain just shuts those areas off, puts guardrails up in your city, and it says, no, this area is too boring. You've already seen this. Don't go there. You won't like it. And then you go to a new place and it's all out the window because in that destination, none of those guardrails exist. But why this is so important and why I'm talking to you about this today is because a good destination has nothing to do with photography skill. And in fact, the novelty of a new or foreign destination can oftentimes cover up your photography weaknesses and areas that you need to grow. So like last week in Paris, I came back with a ton of photos, but this was the part that surprised me. When I looked at them, a lot of them weren't that good. They just felt good to me because they were different. And that's dangerous because it can trick you into thinking that you're growing, but you're really not. You're just changing scenery.
See, gorgeous. This is a beautiful city. It's one of my favorite cities for photography.
So if we really want to get better, we need to learn how to make our home feel new. Plus, if you can only practice when you travel, you're not going to get enough practice, and it's expensive. Can you imagine going out on an airplane every time you have to go take photos? And I'm a hypocrite here because I do this all the time. I love to travel, and I love to travel for photography. But I'm committed now to, instead of changing locations, giving myself constraints so that when I go out and photograph in my location, I am deliberate about what I want to grow on. And some ideas that I think that maybe you could try are, for example, one, you could go out and only shoot reflections. That could be a whole day of going out and getting photos that you normally wouldn't get at your home location just by looking for reflections in glass, mirrors, and water, for example. Try going out and shooting with only one focal length. And one day go out and try looking only for shadows, for example. Lines, shadows on people, shadows on architecture. By doing this, you're forcing your brain out of autopilot, the same way it happens when you travel. The second thing that I would do here is slow down and pretend that you're a tourist. When you travel, you walk slower, you look longer, you stop more frequently. At home, we just rush everywhere. When I was living in New York City, I remember I used to be proud of getting from my home to my office in 12 minutes. I don't even know where I was. I didn't see anything. It just all went by me. I got a bran muffin, which wasn't really good for my digestive tract. Wound up in my office, not even seeing a thing. So recreate that tourist behavior. Keep your eyes and senses open and aware. Some things that may help you do that, for example, are to walk blocks that you might normally skip. Stop at intersections that you usually ignore and just kind of look around. And something that I've been practicing a lot lately is to stand in one spot, one scene for 10 minutes or more and just watch it unfold. Because I don't think me in particular, we don't need new scenery. We just need more patience. Again, I love to travel and I will travel all the time, but I also want to get better at photographing in my own city. And the third thing that I have for you here is to see through other people's eyes. And the best way to do this is to do a photo walk with someone else. Even if they're from your city, they'll see it completely differently. And when you're with that person, let them choose the route. It'll take you to places that you don't have in your own mind. And finally, study street photographers who shoot the way you want to shoot, because those same skills and techniques can be applied to your location. Look, my city is not boring. I think it is, but it's not. And your location is not boring either. And to prove it to you, I want you to enter into the comments below where you live and whether or not you think it's boring. Because I think you'll be surprised that there are people that would be so excited to shoot where you live. And I know this is true because I see photos on the Big Photo Hunt all the time that I know that those photographers, well, not all of them, but a lot of them feel are overdone to them. But to me, they're fresh and new and exciting, and I love looking at that. Oh, by the way, if you want, we created a new guide from the Big Photo Hunt. It's a compilation of tips and tricks from Big Photo Hunt members telling you what they do to grow their photography. Super cool, brings the community to you. If you want it, it's totally free. I'll put a link in the description of this video below. Anyway, try some of this stuff. I know where you live is a gem. It is to me. Well, I don't know where you live exactly, but I'm pretty sure to me, if you don't live like here with me, then where you live is a gem, and I would love to shoot it. I created 2 other videos that I think will help you with the same thing we're talking about today. The first is a video about the photo walk that I led in Seattle, and the second is a video about how you can improve your photography compositions, which will also help you see your city differently. I'll put them both here so you can click through. Hopefully they're helpful to you. You're awesome, your city is awesome, and I can't wait to see the new photos that you post on the Big Photo Hunt.